Just 3 days after the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, his death continues to be felt here in the Valley and across the nation. Thank you for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Jay Cunningham. Several tributes taking place across the Valley tonight, remembering and honoring Kirk. First, in the West Valley, hundreds of people participating in a memorial drive. It all started at Dylan's Barbecue near Wildlife World Zoo in Litchfield Park. The group gathered and lined up to take the 25-mile drive to Dylan's Barbecue in Morristown.
We put this together to make it really nice, really a great tribute. And as you can see, with the trucks and the flags and everything, I love this. I just want us to keep going. We're not going to be able, we can't replace Charlie, but we're going to keep this going.
After the drive, they gathered for a candlelight vigil with speakers and pastors. The night ended with a live painter who painted a portrait of Charlie Kirk. And when it's done, organizers say they plan to give it to Kirk's wife, Erica, ahead of his funeral. The community also gathered in Buckeye this evening for a candlelight vigil for Kirk. To quite a large crowd, they took to Main Street at Verado for prayer and a moment of silence. Organizers say they wanted to honor Kirk's legacy and his values. And a separate vigil was held at Turning Point USA. That's the organization Kirk created, which has grown into a prominent conservative force on college campuses across the country. But the headquarters is actually right here in Phoenix, and you can see people adding flowers to the memorial that's been growing all this week. And a local pilot paid his own tribute to Kirk this morning around 6:30 a.m. A flight tracking software shows the pilot flew in this pattern near Phoenix, creating a cross with a C and a K. They landed about an hour after taking off. Turning Point USA announcing a celebration of life for Charlie Kirk, which will be at State Farm Stadium on Sunday, September 21st. Now, you have to register on a website that's been set up by Turning Point USA. You can find that on our website, actually, at 12news.com. Seating is first come, first served, and guidance for guests will be sent out the day prior on Saturday, September 20th. Doors open at 8 a.m. The service starts at 11. President Donald Trump says he plans to attend. And a vigil for Kirk will also be held at Arizona State University. ASU and Turning Point Student Chapter are co-hosting the event. If you'd like to attend, it will be at Desert Financial Arena on Monday, September 15th from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Doors open at 4:30, and just so you know, only clear bags are allowed. The college said any reports that student groups would be charged for the event are false. They say it will be free to attend. Meanwhile, a Tucson City Council member is facing backlash for controversial social media posts following Charlie Kirk's murder. Ward 1 Councilwoman Lane Santa Cruz shared one Instagram post misspelling karma and then writing, "If you know, you know," followed by a Spanish phrase that translates to "God curse you." Another post was an out-of-context quote of Kirk not liking the word empathy. Kathleen Wynn, the Pima County GOP director, says the comments were insensitive.
The quote about empathy was taken out of context because there was another part of it that said Charlie preferred sympathy to empathy. So if she doesn't want to be empathetic to those of us who are grieving for Charlie Kirk, maybe she could try a little bit of sympathy.
Santa Cruz did not respond to repeated requests for comment, but she later wrote on Facebook her posts were misinterpreted. Well, we saw a really nice start to the weekend with temperatures, thankfully, in the double digits. It was a great morning. Elsewhere, though, a reported tornado. So we want to send things over to meteorologist Chris Dunn with all the info, and there's an amazing snapshot of it.
Yeah, we had amazing weather here in the Valley today, but not so in other parts of the state and just over the state line. Here's what's happening right now. We're going to zoom up to the Four Corners area, and we're going to rewind it about not quite 12 hours ago. Right here, you see that storm that crossed over from southeastern Utah into southwestern Colorado. This was a severe thunderstorm producing a tornado, and this is the northern fringes of the Navajo Nation. So this extends from Arizona up into Utah, but it's part of the Navajo Nation. And this is what it looked like. At least one of the pictures from the Navajo Police Department posting this picture on their Facebook page. I mean, look at that. It's really impressive. And unfortunately, it did do some damage. 3 homes were damaged, completely damaged. This is near Montezuma Creek in southeastern Utah. And you can see, boy, just leveled this one house. 3 homes there. No reported injuries with this tornado, so that's the good news coming out of southeastern Utah. 97 today, our high in Phoenix. The normal is 102, staying way away from the record. We're at 88 right now, the dew point at 40. We've been in the 30s all day, so that dry air is really in place, and you can feel it. 18% our relative humidity. For tomorrow, another mild morning. Maybe head out to the patio and drink the coffee as the sun is coming up. Sunshine and low humidity. It'll feel really nice. I think I might have to hit the pickleball court tomorrow morning. Warm in the afternoon, so take it easy out there. Don't let that cool morning deceive you. If you're going out for a run or maybe a hike, take it easy and keep hydrated. We have zeros on the monsoon meter, just a 1 for southeastern Arizona, but this is going to be changing a little bit. My 7-day forecast with your weather impact forecast coming up.
A pickleball day tomorrow. All
yeah.
right, Chris. Thank you. Well, tonight an Arizona family is mourning the loss of a 38-year-old man killed by a suspected drunk driver in Tempe last weekend. For the first time, we are hearing from the wife of Kevin Rowe. 12 News journalist David Chasanoff joins us now in studio. David, this is a horrible situation, and there's a little one involved too.
Yeah, Jade, it's absolutely horrible. Adalola Rowe says her husband was driving for Uber the night he died. She remembers officers knocking on her door at 2 a.m. That's when she rushed to the hospital with her daughter, seeing Kevin during his final moments.
I just ran back into the ICU room, and they said that his body was... Oh my goodness. They said that his body was trying to die.
It's a heartbreaking situation no one ever expects to face, especially 1 year into marriage.
I was advised, just let him go, and, if his body's trying to die, just let him die. And that was the first time that I remember, really breaking down.
Adalola Rowe lost her 38-year-old husband to a 3-car crash overnight last Sunday in Tempe. Officers say they arrested a suspected drunk driver who ran a red light at Rural Road and University Drive, putting 3 people in the hospital and ending Kevin Rowe's life.
I hate it. We had so much plans to have more kids.
Rowe says she was just starting her life with Kevin. They became parents in February to Phoebe, who saw her father before he passed.
She was so sweet, she doesn't even know what's going on. She was just playing with him, I'm so sad because he loved her so much.
Long before last weekend's tragedy, Adalola quit her job to be a stay-at-home mother, while Kevin was working 2 jobs. He was a mechanical engineer and an Uber driver.
He was going to be the breadwinner, right? And and it's not anymore. So now, now what am I going to do,
Adalola's friends started a GoFundMe campaign for her. People have raised nearly $74,000, just shy of the fundraiser's $80,000 goal.
It's still my heart desire to be able to be a stay-at-home mom and raise my child. So if people can support with the GoFundMe, it will go to a good cause. I know God has me, and I have good friends, and I go to a good church, but it's not going to be the same, right, with my husband.
Yeah, certainly an emotional story there. Adalola says she wants her husband's name and legacy to be remembered, describing him as a loving, hardworking, and religious person. If you'd like to help her out, we have the GoFundMe link in this story on our website. That's 12news.com. Reporting in studio, David Chasanoff, 12 News.
Breaks for that woman. Thank you so much. 3 people were shot in Phoenix this afternoon. Phoenix police say it happened around 12:45 p.m. near 48th Street and McDowell Road. When crews arrived, they found 1 woman and 2 of her male relatives who had all been shot at the apartment in the area. They were rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. Police say all are expected to survive. We do not yet know what led up to the shooting. Police, though, have detained a suspect who they believe was in a romantic relationship with the woman who was shot. A man has a broken bone. The reason is something not seen every day. A concrete slab fell on him in Phoenix this morning. Authorities say it happened at a business in the area of 35th Avenue and Buckeye Road. We don't know what exactly caused the slab to fall on him, but the man's injuries, according to authorities, are thankfully not life-threatening. The city of Scottsdale announcing they will file a notice of claim against the state over a law involving Axon's headquarters development. This was at a special meeting held yesterday. The city council voted to authorize the legal move, calling Senate Bill 1543 unconstitutional. The law signed in April allows Axon and other international headquarters campuses to add housing, hotels, and other uses next to their main buildings. City officials say the law overrides a referendum that would have let Scottsdale voters decide on those projects. The vote did not authorize litigation. Leaders, though, could take that step in the future. A new fire station is coming to the valley, and it's actually the 4th one in Ahwatukee. Phoenix Fire says it will help reduce response times and act as a hub for community outreach. The Phoenix Fire Department says Station 74, there's the picture, will be at 19th Avenue and Chandler Boulevard. It'll use sustainable technology and keep carcinogens out of living quarters. It's expected to open at the end of this year.